I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Yep.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda, of the amended agenda, I would say.
Amended agenda.
I'll second Rick's motion to approve the amended agenda.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Approve the minutes of 5:13.
Anybody see anything different? Last week we missed that, I think we're right on these from what I see, so I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
General public. Outside of the 2 or 3 calls I got, probably everybody else got some too. Nobody's here complaining. Ben, you're up.
Morning.
Morning.
I thought maybe a few of the property owners would be here, but I guess we kinda already covered it. The first thing that we have on the agenda is to open public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing to establish level B service on 165 Street between Delaware Avenue and Elm Avenue.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Anything different than what we
Nothing
talked
different
about?
than what we talked about back in January. The plan is still to replace the bridge with county forces, with a rail car. I've talked to the supplier, he's gonna hold one for us. My guess is it's gonna be late July. I'm gonna try and get to the point where basically we're under low flow, if we ever get to low flow.
No, we will be by late July.
I don't know. Pretty high yet.
But, yeah, that is still our plan, I guess, and with the original decision on January 21st was, to change the level of service of the road from an A to a B. Right now, it's already a no snow removal road. This just takes it the next step further and switches it to a minimal maintenance.
Where we put rock on at our discretion.
At our discretion, it's usually once a year, you know, we'll blade it twice a year, or if we get a call that it's rutted really bad.
Mhm.
Then spring or fall.
We'll still go out and hit it with a blade. It's just, it won't be a frequent blade route.
Well, it shouldn't need to be. Do you have your favorite thing, traffic counts? As over the years, did that road really get any amount of traffic on it?
No, I think the traffic count right now is 15
Okay.
vehicles a day, and that's probably generous. It's been closed since,
Last summer?
when did we close that?
Prior to fall?
Yeah, it was prior to fall. So I mean, it's been closed for how long? We haven't really gotten too many phone calls about it. Obviously,
I mean, it was more...
that farms on it is aware of what we're trying to accomplish. And I think, I talked to Bruce last Friday. I know Gary Nave had some questions on whether it was already a level B road or not. Did he have any additional comments?
Nope, well, when I told him what she said about the slope and the width of the pipe, being able to keep it at A if you wanted it, he said that's kinda what he thought, so.
Okay. Yeah, basically, when we replace this bridge and put this pipe in, it won't meet the DOT's clear zone. But if we reduce it to a level B,
We don't have to
we
follow
don't
this
have to
guideline.
follow the DOT's guideline.
traffic that's on it, it's usually between the two hog houses anyway.
Right, and it's more or less a farm access.
Yeah, it's more for,
Right,
like say tractors and implements than vehicles.
Right.
yeah. It's maintained for agricultural use, which is good and fine, but that's why I asked about the travel part of that road is not.
The traffic count is extremely low.
Yeah, so, I think it's the right way to go, and we're able to do it, and hopefully it works really well with the rail car and the guys getting it put in there.
Right, yeah, and hopefully construction, like I said, will start in July, and should only take a couple weeks, I would think.
Well, it's 8:37, or 7, I'll make a motion to close public hearing, since no one's here.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
And then, I guess according to our county ordinance 10, we have to pass a resolution to turn that to.
You got that in front of us as well? Looks like
I
it.
don't believe that was, an agendized item, I printed this out.
I see that.
So I can put that on.
Let's just put it on, don't
We'll
you?
have to have it on
We'll have
next
to
week's
have it
agenda.
on.
First of June, no, we've got,
So the next one that we have.
Yeah.
just put that on.
I'll put the resolution in the term to be.
Mm-hmm. That'll work, good.
Right there.
Yep.
I did, okay. I had it printed out, it just didn't make the agenda.
We'll be fine. It's not open anyway.
So is that it for that one?
I think that'd be
Yeah,
all,
I
I think all we can do.
Okay.
Yep, just get it on the next meeting agenda, and then that'll be,
And then we can sign
that'll be
it.
done.
Okay.
We've got it here, so get,
Yeah.
make sure we get it on it.
The next item on the agenda is to approve pay voucher number 2 to Manats Inc. for the Farm to Market project, which is P66 from Hardy north to the county line. This is in the amount of $1,390,673.12.
So is that the final, or is that for that portion?
That takes care of, most everything. We've still got about 50,000 in retainage, plus, a little bit of shoulder rock that we didn't have all the tickets for yet, as well as construction survey, because they have to come back and put our section corners back in the pavement. So until they've got that, we won't pay construction survey in full.
We do that, huh?
Yep.
When's that,
Now that it's completed, they can come in anytime and do that. I'll touch base with the contractor today and see if he's heard from him. My guess is they were waiting until both projects were done.
Probably.
They come up from Ankeny or wherever it was.
right?
Bore a hole and drive new ones in?
Yeah, they drill a hole and drive a new nail in,
Oh, okay.
basically. So,
Good job.
and then we'll get striping taken care of as soon as they're done on the Hood Rutland Road.
Okay. Well, I think that all sounds good. I'd make a motion to pay the voucher number 2 to Manats in the amount listed of $1,396,73.12.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
So Ben, do they do the smoothness for that then?
They'll do
Then that would be decided if there was
smoothness
any,
incentive, and then there'll be an extra work order that covers
that'll cover that, all right.
the smoothness incentive for the project.
But the way you guys said it, rides like a,
You should ride on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
now they won't send me up there for 2 years now.
The last item that I have on the agenda is to approve pay voucher number 1 to Manats Inc. for the STBG swap project, which is P33 between Bode and Rutland. This is in the amount of $1,277,081.53. This covers most all of the concrete, does not cover the granular shoulders. This is basically, this is a lion's share of the project. I mean, the project is 1.7, 1.8, and we're paying 1.3 basically right now.
And as you said earlier, by the end of the day, you're gonna be,
By the end of the day, all of the concrete will be in place.
by Wednesday, we'll be at
By
strength.
Wednesday, we should be at full strength and everything should be open. Shouldering is being completed right now. Asphalting Bode is done.
Nope.
Other than the construction surveyors coming in and putting their nails back in and us getting striping down, everything will have been completed.
Perfect. I'll make a motion to pay voucher number 1 to Manats on a total of $1,277,086.53.
Oh, wait.
What's that?
It doesn't.
Well, my God, we're not giving them $5 extra.
It doesn't
Not yet.
look like it's $6.
We want it done before we pay them, right, Ben?
Okay.
Right, absolutely.
All right,
I don't wanna give them
the
extra
wrong
$5.
number.
Got the right number, second.
I was just reading it off this.
Yeah.
Any discussion?
I will just make a comment that, concrete is a very good way to put in a road, especially those traveled roads. I had a former supervisor from Cassuth County that had the opportunity to drive on the one that was completed. He said, "Man, that's nice. Do you guys do that?" I said, "No, you do." I said, "You just kinda save up your money and I just really believe it's the correct way to go, because asphalt, for whatever reason, we all know it's more maintenance. I think we get these done and longevity, less maintenance, better road.
There is more maintenance associated with blacktop, or at least there has been for us lately.
It just doesn't seem to go away, so, good deal. It's nice to have nice roads. All I got.
You just spent $2,600,000.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think we got our money's worth.
I did lose some sleep over it, but...
It went pretty smooth considering our weather.
It did.
It really did. I mean, Mother Nature didn't cooperate with us, but...
I'm glad, or I'll bet they'll be glad to have that done too, because that was one of their biggest nightmares last year.
Yeah, and it sounds like from here, they head down to, West Des Moines, and they're paving on dirt, so...
Lovely.
Yeah, so they're not looking forward to that, 'cause they've gotten all the rain down there that we got.
They got more.
Money.
Good projects.
I have talked to the DOT and the contractor on the box culvert job up by yours, and the plan is, we will be hitting them with liquidated damages in the $12,500 range.
For not getting there.
For not getting there in time.
Good.
So,
The DOT even
and the
could
DOT
see that.
agreed on that.
Good.
So, at some point, you'll see, a sub-final voucher for that project.
Okay,
Once
that's
they get everything back to me for the paperwork, but that's what we were working on last week.
good. I think that's only fair and correct.
Yeah, yep, and then, we have our FEMA meeting this week as well.
Anything else?
We're still pecking away at what,
We're still pecking away on items that are on our work orders. We were rocking a few roads last week, trying to hit roads that were just off the blacktop to minimize flooding. Yeah, just plugging away. We're gonna probably get mowers going here and try and mow all of our blacktop before Memorial Day. If weather cooperates, we'll get that done, but, I don't know, it's kinda hit and miss.
so then we go, is next week when we start 4 days?
Week after next.
Next, yeah, the week
Next
after.
week will be the last week with 8-hour days, and then we'll switch to 10s beyond that.
Okay.
We still gotta vote on our motion.
Yeah, did we vote on the
No.
last one? I don't think
No,
we
we're
did.
just, this is all just a discussion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Both? Carried.
I didn't think we did either.
No, we wanna make sure.
Now I've spent 2 points.
Now you got it spent officially, but the discussion was, they're good roads, good projects, and I think it saves us money in the long run.
They seem smooth.
Oh, man,
I
drove it the other day and I went, wow, this is really smooth.
The last,
And it stays,
last Thursday, Dave Powell had a little bit of excitement out on his road. Guy on the shouldering crew called him, was like, hey, you're not gonna believe this, but the car just flew around me and went in the ditch.
nice.
And, anyway, the guy got out and started yelling at the guy on the shouldering crew. He said, this road's closed, whatever, and the guy drove up and down the field and finally got back out through a driveway on the road, and Dave ended up coming across him and called dispatch, and they said, where's he at? We're trying to find him. He's like, well, I'm following him now on 160th or whatever. Before long, law enforcement had the guy pulled over, and he had an arrest warrant in Palo Alto County.
Perfect, good for Dave.
Yeah. Lots of
I think somebody went off our T intersection on top of the hill yesterday.
Balderdy?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't...
Luckily, they missed the sign and they missed the guy wire. You know, there's only about 8 feet between them, but they went right through there, out into the field and spun around out there and got out.
Really?
Yeah. They're lucky they didn't catch that guy wire.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been hit.
What do we got, what's next year's?
No paving.
No
Next year,
paving.
we've got a bridge up by Rick's home place and, a few box culverts.
Take a year off of paving.
Yeah, we've paved 3 years in a row, which is rare lately. It seems like it's always 1 year break in between.
But it's huge chunks that we've done too.
Yes.
Right. We're paving, less frequently and longer distances.
So then in 2 years, it's out in the Claire,
That'll be the Clare Road, that's, Gotch Park Road, the loop just east of Pioneer, that 3-mile stretch. So it's those 3 projects. And the plan for them is asphalt. I don't know how we would close a quarry down
No.
for the amount of time that we'd be
Yeah.
talking.
Heard they hauled tons of rock clear over to the Missouri River from Gilmore City.
yeah.
I don't believe it.
I believe it.
They were running,
For that
They're
I-25
about
project.
the
Yeah.
closest, they're about the closest limestone.
they were giving huge dividends for anybody with a truck that would haul rock over there to
Mhm.
basically.
For the I-29 repair.
Yeah,
Really.
they're running 24 hours a day.
See, I know some counties over west, I mean, they rail rock over.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that,
And you-
logistics of that?
That's just it, I mean, we're paying $6.50 a ton, something like that for our limestone, they're paying 20,
Yeah,
you know,
It's all shipping.
yeah.
yeah,
Doesn't leave much money to do anything else when you're paying that per ton.
yeah.
Maybe you should get a...
Get a side dump. Yeah, they have to haul that corn, it's waiting.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Ben.
Thank you. Okay, a little bit of schedule, so let's move down. County employee appreciation postponed. Sign for the cannon.
I know you like cannons.
I thought about that.
Every year, 'cause
The cannon is on loan from the Army,
Oh, okay.
so you have to sign for it, you have to keep it up, paint it.
you have to send them a picture.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Certify that we still have it.
Yeah.
Yep, so every year you gotta sign the agreement that you're still keeping it up.
Just in case you ever...
Dave, is the cannon still there?
In case they need to pull it back in.
Nobody stole it?
Oh, my
No.
gosh.
I would say then, that, we authorize the chairman to sign the annual certification for the material status of the cannon. Make a motion to do that.
Go ahead, Bruce.
It is still required, displayed, and maintained in a clean and safe condition, so its appearance reflects favorability on the, military.
Can't have a bunch
Gotta
of...
send a picture in with it.
Yep, every year.
Every year.
We just had it painted
Yeah,
a year or
but too,
two.
wasn't a year or so ago, we
We don't
had...
want a bunch of pigeons.
Spend the money to paint it.
They can paint it, so.
Yeah.
That's just as soon as you do that. Learn something new every day.
Yep, every year, they wanna know.
35 millimeter.
I need to take to the notary.
Yep, right
Okay,
here.
I will take that down after the meeting.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, who's our photographer?
all in favor?
Aye.
I don't think we voted on that. Okay. Approve Class B wine permit for Wimpens Floral Gift. It's all in order. That's what it says, so.
I'll make a motion to approve the Class B wine permit for Wimpens Floral and Gifts.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Resolution that's postponed. Committee reports. We're sailing right along again. Don't try to hit drainage.
Well, that doesn't take that long.
What you got, Eric?
Apparently, just double checked, I had no official meetings this past week. So nothing to report there.
I had nothing official either.
I had a couple, on Monday after the meeting, I got a phone call from Becky at the food pantry, and the post office had did a food drive over sometime last week, and they had like 1,500 to 1,700 pounds of food down at the
Oh,
post
wow.
office.
Oh, my gosh. That's excellent.
And she didn't have any pickup, so I said, and I made the mistake of answering my phone. So I went, I didn't know how much she had, so I just left my semi running, and I go down to the dock at the post office, and she comes out with like 3 of these carts that are stacked.
Oh, my
I
gosh.
said, how in the hell did you guys get all, you know, this is local people or guys in town, and women. They have a couple of women, but, I mean, some of the bags were full. She said they just take them out to the edge of the street, then they had people coming by, but it was a level full pickup.
Wow, excellent.
So they, we wanna give a shout out to the post office and thank them for that, and food pantry appreciated it a lot. Wednesday I had a ministerial meeting and I didn't get to it. I was in line and didn't get to it, but it sounded like everything was good. Then Friday I did go to the open house in Fort Dodge down at, CFR. There's a plaque that they gave us for Humboldt County for their contributing of the money that they, donated or have donated or will donate, and also, Dave was down there, Carl, Jerry, there was a lot of people, Dean was down there, it's, unbelievable building. I guess for $6.5 million but I think it's gonna be a huge asset for not only, the counties that are involved in it, but, probably this part of the state, 'cause it's second to none. It's a beautiful facility, so. They still have some work to do to get it finished up, but, I think June 10th is the clients are gonna wake up in the old facility, and during the day, they're gonna move them over to the new facility. It's got all new beds, new furniture, and so they're just taking the stuff out of the rooms, basically, and they'll be moved, so.
It's official...
Official, that's
June
if
10th.
everything, yeah, if everything goes according to, now, a lot of the rooms that they had open were done, but a lot of the other ones were locked, 'cause they weren't
Quite
close
done.
to being done, but, So it's really a neat facility, so I think we are gonna enjoy. So, that's all I
The
got.
rooms was sponsored by different people, different
Oh,
groups
really?
too. They had a little plaque there, this room's sponsored by, and they supplied the stuff in it.
Yep.
It's very impressive if you ever get a chance to go down there. And I like the idea that upstairs was a youth, and it's fixed up for youth. They got one room up there, it's phenomenal.
That's the room that...
Egyptian room or whatever they
Yeah, he
call
is
it.
the teacher, they have those kids go to class right in there.
Oh, just,
Yeah.
so
So
they
it's
keep up.
accredited, so they,
Mhm.
okay, that's
So
really good.
he just, gets a hold of the school and gets their studies, and then they don't miss a beat, so.
That's great.
Yeah, it's quite the building, very impressive.
Yep.
I had nothing official.
Nothing official.
Nothing, this week is my crazy week with meetings.
Okay, Thursday the 16th, I had a Board of Health. And then on Friday the 17th, I was at the open house down there. And like I say, it was phenomenal building. And it's gonna be a great asset to the whole area, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice. It's impressive when you walk in. I mean, everything looks nice and color coordinated, looks good. It's really quite the building.
I know CSS is planning on using it quite a bit, because for the whole region, that's 22 counties.
Yeah.
If they said there's some that they can't get in elsewhere, so they can get them, hopefully get them in there.
Okay, does Peggy got anything for us?
No.
We might check and see if the drainage is, Rick was already here.
Yeah,
Rick's
So we
here.
can't start, well, he might have something else that we
He
can
could probably
go
have
Some
over.
other stuff we'll
I'm sure
talk to
there's
him about.
lots of things we can fill our time with.
We can at least go into drainage and,
You got anything, Chris?
Mm-mm.
Okay, has anybody got anything else?
Well, I do, I just caught Bruce's and Sandy's emails. Remember, so end of this week, when will you be sending the claims out for us to look at? Thursday or Friday?
Let's see, when is Chris going to do that?
I know you were gonna be gone.
I'm gonna be gone, but it can be sent to my Gmail.
I
I'm
think,
gonna be around on Thursday and Friday.
I hadn't,
I was
but
thinking she was going to do it Friday.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
told her I'd
it's
stop.
very
Friday.
imperative that you look those over and you sign off on them. or
Right.
They
Peggy
can't pay the
will-
bills.
Yes, so that's, just a heads up.
And then she'll, print them on Tuesday.
Yep, so we're fine, but I mean, she is gonna want a confirmation back that we
Right.
looked at the claims and said, just like Bolton, yep.
Well, I just told her as long as she sends it to this phone, then I can read it, but I don't have the ability sitting in my truck to have my computer with me.
And I'm not gonna haul my computer up to Colorado, so, but I can get my Gmail on my phone, so.
So, yeah, I mean, just, otherwise, that's one of those things that it's perfectly fine, but I don't think he's gonna wanna...
So you want yours sent to Gmail?
To my Gmail, yes. Yes,
Make
please.
sure everybody gets that.
Okay.
Okay, anybody got anything else?
No,
I got a communication here on the census. Goes to Honorable Harlan Hanson. And up the top says Marcus City, so who knows? Board of Supervisors, Cook City. They want to know if we're gonna participate in the U.S. Census Bureau for the new census, construction census in 2020. You know, we gotta fill out this form if we're gonna participate.
Well, I'm guessing we probably will.
Okay.
I don't think that we have the ability to decline it, do we?
I don't think you do.
Yeah, we do, according to this.
Really?
Mhm.
I thought that was a mandatory.
Well, I would think that
Yeah,
if you had the ability to get any federal funds and you didn't do your
Yeah.
census...
They might not be, look kindly on you if
They
you
might say,
declined
no,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says if you are, and then over here it says, no, our government is not participating, so
Really?
you got to option to check it.
I would make a motion that Humboldt County participates if we need a motion.
I'll second it.
I think we probably pass it and do it. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Peggy, wanna fill that out, like sign it or whatever it needs?
Yeah, somehow, this might be right on the federal part of that.
Okay, anything else come up? Let's go into drainage.
I'll make a motion to go to drainage.
Second, you won't have to come back.
Hey, you can just close out.
Thank you.
And you want, for one thing,
Thank you.
Second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Thank you, some of those.
I'll get this back over to you.
Okay, yep, just go.
Thanks.
I didn't even inherit Mortzel, the Hawkeye Cup, I guess they lost all that.
Oh.
I would've been sick at home, I haven't
I think he
seen
took
it.
it.
I think you took it home with you.
I wouldn't touch it myself, but,
Maybe I should bring a jackrabbit.
hey, everybody's allowed to bring their own.
If you don't like my coffee, start making it. Get here 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
Dave, if you've ever drove truck, there's a lot of places that you get coffee that you look at and say, by golly, the next time I think I'll get here earlier, I'll make it for you. They usually don't argue.
Yeah.
There's a
I
lot
don't
of-
drink it, I just make it.
A lot of mornings I go into Enterprise and the ladies are so busy, they don't, like, you mind if I make coffee? No, go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Rick.
Good morning, good morning.
Morning, Dave. Good morning.
We're a little early here, so.
Yeah, I'll just, if you got anything else to talk about, we'll talk about it for a while.
Okay,
Which ditch are we cleaning over east?
DD 10, we finished the field work last week, so we'll be coming with a report and the recommendations for bid on that. It looks like it's gonna be too much money to have just done hourly, so that's why we went ahead with the preliminary. I'd say the next week sometime, we hope we'll get that report put together.
Okay.
So, we wanna get it presented so that we can go to bid letting with it. And, give them time to build it and get decent prices, so.
I got a call on it, the guy wants it cleaned the same way they did last time, only this time fill in between what they didn't get smooth last time.
Oh, okay.
He did it pretty rough.
Oh, okay. So we'll call for the 10, I figured it was 10, or you don't,
I don't know which one it was.
okay. Because we'll have them level the spoil, and that should take care of that, if that's.
Yeah, he said when they cleaned it last time, they went to the west, and then it just real
I
rough.
think that was an hourly, and we didn't go very far.
Yeah,
I think it was a quick deal Yemlin did for us, I think. Pretty sure.
On
So,
10?
Yeah.
So what's the story, this one you're
Oh, wait a
talking?
minute, that was 6, I'm sorry.
But on 10 that you're just talking about, are you proposing a complete clean out or just still spot, but it was gonna be enough with that and some other repairs that you thought it would exceed the work order
I
amount?
think it's gonna exceed the 50,000, and I believe it's gonna end up a complete,
Complete.
yeah, on 10.
Yeah, quite often that's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
I think,
Cleaning the upper end doesn't always do it, 'cause then
Yeah.
if you dig the bottom end cleaned out, it,
Yeah. I haven't seen the field information, our guys haven't, they probably downloaded it, but haven't drawn any profiles or anything in. So, but we did reestablish benchmarks, so we're gonna be comfortable with where we feel it was supposed to be at, because of the benchmarks we found. There was like 6 or 8 of them, we found 2 of them that were still there, so, confident we'll know where the old bottom was supposed to be, and then we'll come up with quantities.
Refresh my memory, being I'm struggling, where's 10 at?
Beaver 10?
Beaver, that's what I was thinking.
it's the first
I
one you
think that hill
cross.
has ground just north
And
of...
it's nasty up at this end, that branch here is bad. you get down the lower end, it doesn't look too bad, but it's,
Yeah, that's,
but then again...
sometimes you can tell, sometimes you can't. We'll see how it is
Self-is in
with
there.
our benchmarks.
But
Go ahead.
so I just gonna say that, yeah, like you said, that's the information you're waiting to get compiled.
Yes.
From, like Rick said, from top to bottom.
Yes.
And I think the direction this is going, I would probably go with the complete clean out, because otherwise, you do a spot, and that's great, but then you didn't get the other
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
So, if you were just shooting from the hip, would you think that you'd try to do this like a fall wedding?
No.
After they get the
I'd
field
like to
work
do
done?
it, I'd like to do it
This summer, yeah.
this summer,
Yeah.
actually, with the water levels down, because keep in mind, a couple of ways we can do this. If we do it when the crop is still in the field, and if they planted right up on all the spoil, we just have them go through and pile that spoil on the first 15 to 20 feet, so that's all the damage there is. And technically, you have that as right of way anyway, so I'd just as soon get it bid and give them time to get it so that we're sure they're done with it this fall.
You think you get enough people interested in doing it?
I know Peterson Construction's very interested.
Because it's right in their backyard.
Right in their backyard, and they're gonna be doing some tiling off of this fall, off from the clean out. They're hoping that'll restore them enough elevation that they can do some tiling to the north of the end of the ditch. So, they have a genuine interest in getting it done and getting it done properly. So, yeah, I think there'll be interest.
Okay.
I'm not sure who else, I just know that they're very interested. Rick and Travis have both told me that independently, so.
'Cause you're looking at probably a couple weeks down the road of having the information to...
Yes,
To actually set a hearing date, or a bid letting date.
yes, I don't think it's gonna take much to put the report together. As soon as we figure out quantities, you know, a day or whatever, we can put the report together.
Well, we don't have a meeting next week, so the following week, that'd be awesome.
We'll look at that and try for that.
I did see the brush control guys have been out there.
Yes.
They've been spraying.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's been spraying, 'cause the trees were dying,
Yep.
so.
I talked to Doug Marshall this morning, he's been trying to do farm work and getting out of the field so the people can finish planting, so he hasn't had a chance to spend the day on the grinding of it or mulching of trees on south of the cemetery. Hasn't had a chance to do that. Also, a while back, I looked at some adjustments on DD 35 Branch C at the ditch. There's an intake that sets really low, so there's a lot of slope coming into it, so there's soil erosion that's been occurring out there for quite some time. I've talked to Doug about raising that intake to lessen the slope, so there isn't so much erosion. And DNR is interested in this. We told them there's gonna be some silt fence done and some other work, and I need to get my eyes on it today. There's some silt fence put in at 190th, and a bunch of work done in the ditch, and we did some seeding up there too, but she'd just like an update on where things stand on the erosion control that we're doing.
Where's this intake?
It's where the curve of, where 35 goes from going north to east, it's right there.
It's right by the ditch?
Yeah, it's right, it's actually, the design was to take the surface water and get it into the ditch.
Through a pipe.
Through a pipe.
So it's surface inlet,
Yeah,
basically.
the surface inlet.
That's too high.
It's not
Too low,
enough.
too low.
Too low, because
And
it's
it's
just...
going
Yeah.
into it?
It's like the intake's here and the ground is up here.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna raise this up so it's a reasonable slope to the intake. And then the same time it starts in the intake, it'll start going through the 2 48-inch pipe up there. There's 2 48-inch surface drains, so.
Okay.
Yeah, they just improve the erosion a lot, and DNR won't have a concern once we get that done, I'm sure. Mostly it was silt fence and get that done, so.
Good.
This isn't on the agenda, is it time I can?
Just time 10.
9:10.
Okay.
You can tell us
DD
after.
sub 11, sub 5.
Okay, in asking, or submitting pay estimate number 3, the final, we discovered that the estimate 2 was mailed but never got here, it appears. So, I'm not sure exactly process here.
So they probably wondering why we never paid him, huh?
Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't hear something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause pay estimate 2 was like $55,000, with just a few items, and it was mailed March 7th, I think, letter here, yeah, March 7th. I don't know what happened. We usually send them electronically too, but this one must not have been. I guess technically, since it's not on the agenda, they can't authorize payment of 2, can they?
Unfortunately, probably
Probably not, but probably should be getting that on the agenda.
Absolutely.
So they sent it, where was it supposed to ultimately end up? With you or with us?
With you.
And you
The letter
we did
was
not
sent
receive
to
it?
the Humboldt Board of Supervisors.
We never received it.
Yeah, she never got it.
Did they copy you on it?
We sent the letter with the pay estimate to the county.
Or you sent
The
it?
copy to Gerke.
And the county, we did not get it.
Right, yeah.
Thank-
Like I say, we usually email them too, just to be absolutely positive, but we couldn't find any, indication that it was emailed.
Well,
So,
Rick's correct, it's gotta be an agendized item to pay it, so you're gonna have to get it in 2 weeks.
2 weeks, we'll get...
And then try to figure out why that happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get on the next agenda in 2 weeks.
Yeah, yep. And then, just for your information, the final pay estimate, number 3, is paying the retainage, and that'll be $99,590, so we'll ask for both of those to be on the agenda 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
What was that number, Rick?
It was $99,590.65.
How much was the number 2?
Number 2 is $55,649.25. That was just getting it to final quantities, and then estimate 3 was the retainage. And then, following the hearing on setting the final hearing on the completion,
Well-
that'll be...
We pay the third.
What was that?
Then we pay the third.
Yeah, so...
Held.
So this approved pay estimate, we aren't doing that. We can't, we need 2, then 3, so
Yeah,
that can be done in, it's gonna be 2 weeks,
yeah,
okay?
we'll just clean it up then, I guess. Yeah, for whatever reason.
So where's your date for your completion hearing then?
Isn't that one just a 10-day, right?
That was a short one.
That one's a short one. You have to notify the people of the route and, put it in the paper with the general description. You don't have to list all the landowners.
So when you have 10 days, that'll be
We'll do,
able to do that in 2 weeks when
we'll have to look at publication timing, I guess.
We wanna do that, oh, wait a minute. We've got, it's not gonna take long, we do have the postponed budget amendment on the 3rd. Would be further served to push it to the 10th,
Yeah, if you want to be absolutely sure.
without any concerns on publication, the 10th of June.
We do that.
Does that make sense, Trish?
Mhm.
I'd make a motion that we set the completion hearing for Monday, June 10th. You wanna do it sooner than later?
9.
9 o'clock on June 10th?
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
I guess I haven't been out there for a little while. Every field's been worked pretty much, and, have you got your planting done?
No, not up there, because that's gonna be beans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we haven't got that done. That thing is just working tremendous, when all the water goes out of the ditch along the gravel road, and we don't have any frost boils in there like we normally did. Usually that road was horrible. It's really good this
Have we had any, you haven't seen any, suck holes or anything that,
Not in anything that I've been on, but all I've been on is, the stuff right north of me to the blacktop and then across ours, and, you know, the ground is really soft, but you can expect that. We got the rocks picked up off of it, and it looks really good.
Good.
There's a lot of water coming out of that thing.
Of course, it's gonna be, we put in just a few intakes where, those clean water area drains didn't work, but we also put in some clean water area drains. I'd be real interested in how the area to the west of it on yours is looking.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I think everything's
Because
good.
on some of Carmen's, we got, just for alignment reasons, with the new main was some distance from the old main. So we ran a line over towards the old main from the new main and put in a clean water area drain in there. And I'm just very curious how well it's working, I guess.
Yeah, how well they work.
Yeah, we run into real tight soils, it's a problem. The first one we did this on was, DD 125 over by Gilmore. Those have been at least 3 years, I think. Not a single complaint on slow drainage on any of those area drains. It helps us that they work that ground every year over the top of it, so it doesn't get compacted too bad. And that helps some work, actually. And we've had good luck. We've seen, NRCS has a standard that they've done where they use a lot of rock on these, but then those tend to plug up. You get silt in the rock and it plugs up. We're finding these that you don't use rock are working as well, and they last. Well, think of pattern tiling. It's basically close pattern tiling in a small area. You don't pattern tile every few years. You do it once and hope to not.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah,
So the rock, I know you brought this up before about those clean water surface drains or area drains. If you put rock when you're constructing them, it allows more siltation, it's actually plugging.
Yeah, it works better for probably a year or two until you get some of the silt.
And then it's attracting where it's,
Yeah.
and it's probably packing into the
Yeah.
spacing in the rock.
That's what we're finding.
Versus just letting the tile work like the tile, like you said, like a mini pattern tile.
Yes, there, that's a good description right there.
Oh, good, that's good to hear.
It's real good. We've had a couple of locations where the soil was so tight, we had to go in and add some rocks. But we did that all the way to the surface, because that was the only way to keep it working.
Yep.
So, I'm sold on the idea, and we're gonna continue to do it.
do we have any, like manholes out there, Dave, that?
Yeah, there's several in.
Can you see what do you suppose that thing's running? Is it
Going
half?
over to my mom's back there, I was just down there Saturday night, there's about 14 inches or 15 inches of water going through that 48-inch tile, and it's really going.
Wow.
I measured it with a Fat Max tape measure, and it's going so fast it bent the Fat Max backwards, so there's a lot of water going through that thing. And the old tile is running a third full yet, because I was up at looked at the outlet the other day.
Oh, okay.
And it's still a third full. But the new one is, you know, that basin that it comes out of, and you got those cement things in
Yeah,
there?
that's what
That
it does.
water's coming out of that, probably that deep, out of that 5-foot wide basin.
Yeah, 'cause the basin widens out, and then we put those
Yeah.
energy dissipators in there, just a fancy name for pieces of concrete.
You may have kind of somebody's gonna have to address this, because there's a chunk of black plastic exposed at that thing there.
Okay.
You're gonna have to address that, and, 'cause you can't leave that out in the sun like that, or you're gonna have a problem here with that black plastic.
Near the outlet?
Right at the outlet,
Okay.
where that thing fastens up to that basis.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get out there and look at that.
Yeah.
It might be placing some riprap or, if we can...
Well, it was cemented, but it wasn't cemented over this little chunk.
Okay.
It's just kind of a flaw in the system, but, well, that thing's really working. It's just unbelievable how good it is.
Good, good. I love hearing that.
I bet you do.
Well, I'm sure the plastic people like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot better after.
Well, I've been pleased from all the comments we had from the installer to the farmers to, I think it was...
And we need to approach it with all the information we can, because if you have a wet, sandy conditions, you almost can't do it with plastic, but if it's fairly good soil conditions, yeah, they made good time. everything we saw was quality.
Yeah.
Was this the first plastic project then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've done a few of them, but
In Humboldt County, we haven't.
right.
But here it was the first.
So, yeah, we just have to decide if it's a reasonable option depending on soil conditions.
Okay.
And if it
Depths
is,
and things like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, if it's real deep, you have to go to special.
Like a heavier plastic, so it doesn't,
Well, this is fairly heavy that we use, I'm not sure they even really make it heavier. Well, they do make a triple wall one, but we didn't go to that. But yeah, rock, crushed rock around it. Long ago, we described it as you put the plastic pipe in there and you put the rock around it and then you pull the pipe out. It's so crushed and so it binds with each other so much, it doesn't need the pipe once you get it installed, so.
and that's still cheaper than putting in cement then?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
'Cause this was gonna be an interesting one for us to see how that came out,
Okay.
so.
I've learned two things now today.
There you go.
No.
Hey, it's a good day. So,
Alan's fine.
okay, I don't know if I have. Oh, I guess I told you about the intake, but I hadn't had a chance to do that.
Rick, what's that intake, how big is it? I mean, what type of intake is it?
It's about 4 feet by 3 feet inside, and it's concrete walls. And right now, the front side is a little lower than the other three sides already, but the whole thing needs to be raised so we don't have that slope eroding dirt away.
Is that a so is it a manufactured?
No.
No, it's just something that someone built.
Made in the field, yeah. There's a...
Can you just, pull the dirt back a little bit and rip-rap the crap out of it around there? And go back a little ways and rip-rap that? It'd be a lot cheaper than tearing it out and rebuilding it.
Well, we're not gonna tear it out, we're gonna just dowel into the walls that are there.
Oh.
So it's just
And
gonna...
you're just gonna add to
Yeah,
it?
we're just gonna raise it.
But that was my thought too, what Rick mentioned, even when you get the height up, that's a big intake, so there's a lot of water. What about the idea of riprap and seed, is there any seeding around it, or supposed to be right now?
I think the water movement's too fast, to get seeding to stay, is what's happening.
What about the riprap, perimeter, once that gets raised?
I'm not sure you'd save money because you probably have to go out at least 40 feet from the intake. That's what's we're gonna get you. If it was a relatively small area, I'm quite sure you'd save money. This one, I'm not sure. I could figure out the quantities and...
Well, no, even in conjunction with raising it,
Mhm.
the riprap, you still don't think that?
I don't think we'll need it. It's definitely right at the structure, where there's a little turbulence as it goes in.
Well, that's, even where everything is correct on elevation,
Mhm.
you get that turbulence.
Yeah.
When the water's going in there, it just wants to eat right down alongside of it, even if you get that right to the
One
height and
advantage
depth
we're
you
gonna have
want.
is this is just gonna spill over that front wall, and then there'll be basically a hole in the area before it gets to the grade even. We're gonna leave the grade in that's down below. And, yeah, it's probably some riprap right at the structure. Yeah, we'll have to monitor it and decide. Bring it back to you, have to decide. But I'll look at the size of that, it's quite a big area,
Okay.
so, and you use the big rock and it adds up pretty fast, so. I'll maybe look at, have you gotten the bill from Peterson on the Rasmussen, riprapping and just be at least that much, well, it'd be way more than that, to do the whole area. It doesn't matter.
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah. But that'll give me an indication of what the price is going for on the riprap now.
Yeah.
They did that where they redid that culvert on that outlet. So I wanna work with Trish and find out what they charge for that riprap.
Okay.
Just for your information, Dakota City putting in a short extension on that drainage district, just to pick up a low spot in the residential area. I'm not sure exactly where I'm gonna try and catch, I think is it Don Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, and look at that with him, I brought maps of where our system is, and he's very familiar with it. Basically, it's the intake on the south side of the trail, almost straight north here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a short extension off of that, so.
Okay.
North side of the trail or
I think
south
it's the
side?
south side, I
South
think.
side.
I'm not sure.
I think it's like a block or so down from there,
Yeah.
where they joined another system.
Yeah.
G joined it. And then there's a low spot south of the apartments. Whatever road this is, it's straight up here. That floods really bad, and they wanna try to help that out.
Yeah, so they're familiar with where that intake is and the pipe elevation and all of that. I just wanna look at it with them, be sure there's not any problems being created there. I'll catch him after the meeting. He said if I just looked him up next time I was down, we could look at it, so. I don't know, Scott Peterson of Peterson Construction Badger was authorized to do some repair out on DD 6. There's the old branch, well, it's a main and branch B together, in the road ditch has been collapsing for years. We're gonna eliminate that section of it and just tie out to the new main out there. It's something that's been in the works for a while. And I think between their farming and trying to get out of the fields for other farmers, they just haven't had a chance to do it, so. I figured Scott will let me know when he gets it done. We met out on the site a few weeks ago to be sure route to follow. I think that's all I got today.
Supplemental?
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's very important. This, again, no action today, this isn't on the agenda. Oops, sorry. But here's, using my notes from our meetings, here's my attempt at the supplemental contract
Oh,
for 35 branch C.
good, that's what I was wondering where that was at.
Tried to get the things that you mentioned included, and added 2 or 3 smaller things. Like I say, no action required. By all means, take some time and study it. If there's anything you want added or changed, let me know and we'll talk about it.
Well, that number 6 with the deadline for November 15th, I don't even think they've got their seed corn planted out there, so that might be...
You don't think they have it planned?
I don't think they do.
Freshly worked, I couldn't tell.
Well, I think it was freshly worked on the assumption before the last rain that they were gonna get in there, but I don't think it got planted.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
I know they're struggling to get their...
Oh, God, I think there's only one field. Have you seen much seed corn going in?
There's been, they started there Thursday, there was a lot of people, we planted a field, but there's a lot, they told us we weren't planting till the 20th of May is what they told us, so we're about really on schedule yet, but
Oh,
Well,
there's a lot of it planted.
hopefully that's
I know they got
good.
a hillside.
okay.
That date might be give or take if they don't get it a week or two late.
It'll be gone by then, Bruce, because they don't want that corn grows on.
No, that's what Dial was saying, is they want it out of there before
Yeah.
gets froze.
Well, that allows a little leeway.
Right.
So, compared to what they think it's gonna take to finish it, and when they really think that seed corn will come out, so.
Well, that just means that other white stuff back to coming close again, and I'm not really ready to start thinking about that.
No. We listened to a Minnesota television station a lot, we were on an antenna, and they were talking about Duluth and the areas that got 3 inches.
4 to 6 inches of snow up there.
Yeah.
Shot, yeah.
So, we can have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why people live up there.
Nice in the summer.
For the fishing?
Look, it's nice in the summer, whenever it gets there.
Just for the fishing.
Bad in the winter.
The 30 days of summer they
About
get.
45, yeah, it's bad in the winter. So, Rick, we need, at some point, put us on the agenda and approve this, get it signed.
Yep.
Do you wanna put it on for 2 weeks?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
If you guys can get a chance to read through it.
Yes.
Study a little more, that would be great. I think we should get it.
That looks good, what I've read through here.
Okay.
Let's see, what else I can mention? Oh, with Gerke, notify them that, why we haven't paid them.
Sure, yeah.
Exactly.
Good point.
We didn't get the bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And why we have the 2-week delay here.
Yeah.
They did such a good job, we don't wanna...
Yeah, we don't wanna...
Oh, yeah, we don't want, we want them...
Or you could just cut that check and then
Yeah,
we'll pay you in 2 weeks. You up for that? What was it, just
Oh, he's still smiling.
$147,000?
Yeah.
You do that, Rick. And then we'll use the checks in the mail theory.
Not just a letter, the check. Yeah.
Trish will make sure she gets that delivered right away.
Call Gertie.
And start out with an apology,
Oh, sure, and, yeah. We typically don't have to follow up on those, and, yeah, and our gal that does those, types those and emails them wasn't there the day, that we were talking about in the office, so. Yeah, that's good. Comments here, I'm not sure if you wanna try and talk to them some,
Yeah, I guess I'm not on the agenda, but I'd like to talk with you about, the issues of the easement. I concur, I think Gerke did an excellent job in terms of work. I don't know, can I come up to the table?
Yep.
Sure.
Thank you. So, my concerns have to do with how the additional easement was granted and the reimbursement of, my understanding is I've not been reimbursed for it, even though I got the other payment. So, here you go.
Thank you.
I guess it's more with the process of how was this alternate easement granted, and the decisions not to put in the, what's the short?
Oh,
Yeah.
Do like
That's
you
why I
said
wouldn't get
before.
pushed off to the side.
Yeah. Like I'm back in kindergarten. Yeah, I guess, you know, my understanding is that this alternate easement was granted at the, you know, from the top of the hill down to the drainage tile, that originally, that there was supposed to be a driveway. There is a driveway to the north, to Helen's, that was put in, and, you know, my understanding or what's been told to me is that the grade was different. You know, totally unsophisticated, I looked at it, and it's like, yeah, it's different, but I didn't think it was quite that different. And, this was where, silage had been taken off. There is a driveway up at the top of the hill. But I guess I wasn't part of any of the discussion to make the decision to not put the driveway in, and, you know, that this alternate easement was being granted. And I don't think that to date I've been reimbursed. I filed the objection. You know, I did send an email that said, don't trespass my land without permission. That wasn't that you couldn't talk to me, and, you know, I don't know how I'm supposed to get reimbursed, how much should come from, you know, Gerke's for the additional, you know, driving, you know, on this field versus this easement. And, you know, I guess give me some direction on that, of how those decisions were made.
Now, if I'm trying to remember this, I thought we included this easement along the road in the damages. Did we not?
I don't think we put it in, I think the report was put together before this, I think.
And this is the easement that was granted, this, as along the road.
1.14 acres down at the bottom.
I believe you discussed it in, I don't know if you made a motion or not, but to allow for paying damages there. But it was not, I do not believe it was in the calculations following the route of the tile.
Okay.
I think the actual report just included that. So, our guy Jordan tells me that he was not in on the decision to use that drive along the south side of the road, that, the tenant and someone from Gerke's talked through it because of the difficulties in the drive. I want to stop out and look at that north one. I just don't remember that being a new drive, and I'm sure it was. If Carmen says it was, it was. I just don't remember it.
Well, if it's a new drive, we have a permit out at the secondary roads that would show when it was put in.
Now, I don't know if, some of these are considered temporary and
They don't get permits in?
Well, it's been sort of taken out too.
Oh, it has been taken out, so then it was a temporary.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Then there won't be a permit. Okay.
So, yeah, the difficulty here is coming up with how do you handle this? Typically, it goes back to the landowner to come up with what they feel the damages are. Gerke admitted that he made a mistake in not going far enough with his discussions ahead of this, but he's looking for a number, to decide how to handle it. These areas are approximate, I'd say we're within 5 or 10%, because we used drone and then used known distances on areas to come up with distances of the areas affected. So, I didn't bring the report as filed for easement, permanent and temporary.
The assessments here,
That's for the
that's for the,
damages?
yeah,
Okay.
that's what was sent out on the basis of payment.
Right,
Yes.
correct. And I told Carmen that being it was crop damage, whatever, according, it should probably be, I don't know, I need to correct it if it isn't, but look at it as the same as that figure for temporary.
Yeah, I participated in the discussion with my tenant and with George Kellner to take silage off in anticipation of project. Since then, it seems as though that the decision to allow the silage to be taken off, then it was really convenient to somewhere to make the decision that that would be the easement. And I was not part of any of that discussion.
Yeah, this was similar to other jobs where we take off the crop if they're gonna be working in the area, just because you don't wanna have all those corn stalks mixed in with the dirt.
Yeah, I think the 1.14 acres was taken off as silage down, right by the road edge.
So do you look at that as the same thing as temporary damage?
Okay, yeah, and then that somehow became an additional easement. And I don't know who had discussions with representatives of...
I was trying to figure out how many acres are involved. Do you have any, how many acres are involved in this, the easement along the road? It's just a shade over an acre the way it was.
Yeah,
1.14.
1.14.
Yeah,
Some of those numbers are...
Oh, there it is, okay, I was doing the math here.
yeah,
Pretty close.
yeah.
Mhm.
So, I guess when I have discussions with Gerke, I guess I think there's additional that, I'm at least anticipating that nobody's interested in, valuing and assessing, but the 1.14, I guess I don't wanna count it twice if there's reimbursement.
So you said, you had the discussion, I'm looking strictly at the 1.14. That was kind of a...
Well, and that was part of...
And access.
An access, so it really was directly related to the project.
Mhm.
And so you're saying, Carmen, that you didn't get, per all of the information, that wasn't included in
I don't
anything
believe
at
that
this
I've been
point?
paid for that, and that was part of, the objection dated March 17th, that the appraisal does not include, and it's number one, the additional 1.14, it's the third page of this.
Mhm. No, I see that.
And so, yeah,
That was just kind of left out there in no man's land, so to speak.
I don't know who I'm supposed to look to.
Well, and like Rick said, that it's typically the landowner that, on a damage outside of the easement, allotted easement, that, they request the damage payment for it based upon their figures, but since this was our easement at that time, I guess, can we just go ahead and determine the amount?
I know one other time we have paid, because they got outside the easement, because the easement was so muddy, we had to go out and around it. And we would come back and reimburse the landowners for it because of the fact they had to go out and about. I think we did it on 33 out here, like a third of an acre or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 0.28 tenths of an acre. And possibly, I think we did it on 2 even, if I remember right.
Yeah, it happens.
It does happen, so it's not
What's your
unusual.
thought then, moving to this?
I think, this one we probably should take care of,
The 1.14.
the 1.14.
I really feel that guy did get, like I said, lost in the shuffle.
Yes.
Because I think that does directly relate to the project, and the other easements have been taken care of, the permanent and temporary. I think this one, this is going on and on and on. I think there was discussion on this. I don't know if we have it documented, but regardless, I would probably go along the lines of Rick's thought, that the 1.14 is really part of the project easement.
Well, was that silage, was that used, was that sold, was that
It was just taken off.
Taken off.
Given away to...
given away?
Yeah. It's hard enough to get anybody in there.
No, I understand, I get it, I didn't wanna see if it was sold and then we pay
No.
I've not
double.
received anything.
No, and that was actually...
That's why I was curious, so,
Yeah, no, it's...
and I'm not accusing anybody, I'm just trying to
No, I know you're not,
make it,
so.
But
I agree with it.
I thought we talked about this and we already were gonna, I thought we'd already agreed to do
I
it.
really think we did.
Maybe we never finalized it.
Yeah, I never...
I remember
That's-
talking about it, I thought we agreed that we were gonna...
I was on the assumption that it was between Gerke and,
Well, the rest of it is. The rest of it is, but
all right, but,
I believe
It has
the
to go out south.
1.14 acres should be included in, just like the original that's been paid
I
has
think so
been.
too.
So how do you want it paid though? I mean, there's no permanent easement,
No,
so it's just based upon
Temporary.
the same...
This would be the section where it allows you to do, you pay for right of way, and then, but you have right of ingress and egress, but you pay for crop loss if you're
there you go.
taking this out.
Yeah, the 1250, whatever it was, and number 18.
Being compassion.
That would be...
I don't believe so. I mean...
They drove on it.
I know they drove on it, but, fields get drove on. And we do have, I think that's about as far as we can go.
Okay. Anybody, how did, I guess, who had the discussion with making that an easement?
It wasn't here at the boardroom, I don't believe.
No, and
Okay?
Jordan tells me it was worked out between the tenant and Gerke without his involvement.
Okay. And how
Even on the
did-
1.14 acres.
Yeah,
How did Gerke even know who my tenant was?
I don't know. if he was out there sometime, I don't know. I'm sure he was interested and probably drove by at times, but yeah.
Have you talked to your tenant to find out that?
Have you talked with him prior to this happening?
No, like I said, this one is, like I said, I did,
He's indicated you talked to him in September.
just more with the concern about driving across the field, not the 1.14 acres specifically. But I believe that, there again, I don't know why this, yeah, Rick's right, I don't think, there was not formal discussion on the 1.14 acre.
No. I mean, it come up after the fact, the discussion did, after they started doing it. So,
Yeah, that's correct. And this was, I don't remember what month we flew this. I mean, I could look at that.
looks
like November.
I discovered this in November. I came back, and the snow was on the ground, and I know I talked with you. I found this out, November 1st, it wasn't snowing. It was one of the first snows after that I was up here, and talked with you, so I would guess that it was mid to late November.
Okay. And I remember it was fairly easy to pick out the areas affected because I think it was a light snow in this.
Yeah, the corn stalks were sticking through where it
Yeah,
had not
where
been
they hadn't
driven,
driven.
obviously,
Yeah.
wasn't where it had been driven on.
Yep.
So, can I put that on the agenda for next week, or to approve paying of additional
Yes.
crop damage, or should I put it that way?
Additional 1.14, wasn't it?
Yeah.
1.4 acres, yeah.
Okay, and no crop damage even for the first year, or compaction.
Wouldn't that be calculated at the temporary easement calculations, crop, over the
Yeah,
5-year period?
That's a way we could do it. I mean, 'cause that's what the intent
That's
is
what it
on
was.
the
Yes.
temporary easement, is to pay for that effect on the crop.
Yes, and we had that formula, if you will.
Yes,
So that,
so much per second.
yeah,
Yes.
I mean, crop damage, you don't get $1,266 worth of crop off of an acre. So your compaction's figured into that.
Right. That number includes allowing for
Okay.
compaction.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So it'd be handled the same as everything that's already been taken care of, but temporary, anything, yeah, 'cause this is not a permanent easement. This is only the temporary,
It's a temporary,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
and just factor
So
in,
you're-
I think it got missed,
Yeah.
honestly, don't you feel it?
and I didn't
It
understand.
really just got missed.
So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's outside of the
Project,
easement right
Yeah.
away, but, and like I said, we talked about that it's typically submitted by the landowner, what they're requesting for payment or size or whatever, so that's why it hasn't been done. Yeah. So then that clears us for all of this, right?
on the 1.14 acres,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
District,
Trustees.
yes.
Mhm.
And I'll put that on the agenda.
I don't,
And honestly, the size of project, all the issues we have, was a great project.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mhm. Yeah, very efficient contractor and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to some of the other ones I've been involved in.
Yeah, you don't have to look very far to find it more complicated than this, so. And thank you for mentioning that pipe showing. We'll have, maybe have Jordan out there when he's down here and take a look at it.
Something to be interested, you can't make that out or something.
Yeah. Yep, I will, or Jordan will get an eye on it, and then he'll get me pictures, so.
I have one more thing if you're done.
Yes.
I talked with Crystal at Webster County last week, and we were trying to decide how to handle this. We have a joint district 3-9, and they had paid some bills, $3,102.
Holy moly.
$31,000. And, with that, she paid out of her account. It's supposed to come out of the Humboldt account.
We're good with that.
That's fine.
Just tell
So we have to
Cover
reimburse.
it.
Okay.
We have to pay from hers. And at that same point, their wrong account got charged, so they have to...
They're trying to cover it?
Yeah. So it's covered. I mean, it's just, they had some, Crystal was on, yeah, there was a clerical error. Crystal was on maternity leave and stuff, so things kinda got confused.
Don't say it.
That's why she's mad. Right there. That's why she's mad. She's on maternity leave.
No, she's not mad. She's a good person. So I just need to let you know that and sign off on it like a regular claim, if that would be fine.
So it's our
And
3,100 or our share of the 3,100?
it will be our 3,100, and then I'll levy for it under 3-9, and they can pay it under 3-9, like it,
When it goes back.
percentage-wise, yes.
They'll pay back to us.
in our county or theirs?
It's joint.
It's joint.
Joint.
They have, well, this was actually in their county.
Yeah, the work was done in their county.
This, the railroad
Yeah.
pipe that they fixed down there by the railroad out of Pioneer?
Which is an ongoing saga,
It really wasn't the railroad problem, it was out in the
Right.
field. Tile problem, so.
but they
It's good.
are still dealing with the railroad to get easement and,
No.
so,
Oh, it's
We're always
them.
Fine.
The railroad. That shouldn't be a problem.
no. I just wanted to clear that up, and she's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, we'll just take care of it.
Perfect.
And then I'll give you a bill.
Oh, lovely. We can have more discussion in 2 weeks, because we have that resolution on DD 35 branch C. I mean, I don't think it'll be much, just if
Yeah,
there's anything else, make sure before we sign off on that.
certainly. I'll look back through my notes.
Oh,
See if there's anything else we're missing.
that.
Is that it?
I think so.
And that last page is the interest.
I just wanna mention one thing, Gary Keenest called me and said that he's very happy with the new spraying company that we've been using versus what we've had in the previous years evidently. Somebody a few years ago, he said he wasn't real happy with, but the guy that we have now, the last few years has been really good.
Spraying the drainage ditches?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same guy that's been doing it forever.
Really?
guy.
He said it's gotta be somebody different, 'cause it's much better.
Well, that's
So I just said, hey, I'll let everybody know.
We'll take the
'Cause I-
credit, Gary.
Needless to say, I didn't know.
I can't even tell you how many years.
I watched them out there, you know, and they're riding a four-wheeler along, and they'd stop, and they'd get down, walk down the ditch and spray
Yeah,
something,
that's,
and call back out and get on.
somebody
and down the road.
that they had before did not get off and that there'd be teardrop areas or something.
He'd like
So-
spray from the top of the ditch down,
Yeah,
probably.
instead of
Kill everything
getting
all
that
in
right.
Trees or something.
Maybe they got somebody who's got a little better knees.
There you go.
You know.
It could be.
Little,
That is
little
But
younger.
they were doing a nice job when I seen them doing too, you know.
Good. Personnel.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'll make a motion to go out in drainage.
One second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Anything else come before the board?
Make a motion to go out, adjourn.
Oh, you're done then?
Yep, we're done.
We've done.
Second.
Whatever it is,
50.
50